Hello, I'm Philip Bateman. I'm a pro wrestler with EWW, or Extreme World of Wrestling. Today, I'll be teaching you about basic match structure. Like any good story, has three things: a beginning, a middle, and an end. Your beginning should have been prefaced by what I consider to be the most important part of the match, and that's your entrance. Now, with your entrance, you should have already established the heel and the baby face. You should already got the crowd recognizing you or identifying with you. So really, the star should be dependent on where you are on the show, what sort of audience you have, and how much time you have. So the beginning, you've established yourself with the entrance and the beginning. Just go into a little bit more of establishment. That doesn't need to be a break on 5 or a clean break. I really say now more than ever, try and square the circle. Think of a different thing that you've not seen before that will make you unique, even in your tie-ups, even in the way you break from the ropes, even the way you recognize a crowd. Make that thing unique to you. If you can do that, if anyone else copies it, they just look like as a rip-off of you. So you're always going to be the one in the forefront of the crowd's mind. Really important. Make everything you do, not just your moveset, make your walk, your tie-ups, everything unique to you. Now the second part of the match is the middle, and this needs to be a good quick change. And then the heat. How are you getting heat? How are you building up? So as a heel, how are you building up the hatred for the crowd? Again, hatred of the crowd, excuse me. So again, let's try and keep it a little bit more than shut up or choking someone on the ropes. Also be aware that when you're doing the middle part of the match, I always call this, this will be irrelevant very soon, but the DVD box cover. So when I was wrestling and when I still wrestle, I think, what is that iconic thing I can do that will get the screen grab for the on-demand service, or what will get me on the box cover, or what will get me on the next poster as an action shot. Think about that. And you're trying to work with that other wrestler as well. You're trying to build up their stock. So make sure that that iconic moment has both your faces in it. It doesn't have to be a big move, but just something a little bit different that will make people, when someone's filming it, they'll want to screen grab it, or if you've got a camera there, they're going to take a picture of it. Always be aware of your cameras as well. And then the finish. Doesn't need to be a big long go home. You don't need to be relying on loads of near falls. If you have done a good job with the entrance, the beginning, and the middle, the emotion is there. So if you are going to throw a big move in there, that is going to be the place to do it, but it doesn't necessarily be that. It needs to be that. It needs to be the emotional payoff. Everything you've built here needs to finish here. So make sure that whatever you're using for a finish makes you look good, makes your opponent look good, and tells the story satisfactorily. You don't want to leave them on, was that it? If it ends with like a silence, unless it's a big shock, something's gone wrong. It should be either a big reaction of hatred or a big reaction of joy. You're building towards that moment. This doesn't mean you need to plan everything into massive detail backstage, but what you should be aware of is what you're giving out is something that's going to resonate with the crowd. That means, for instance, if it's more of an adult crowd, what sort of emotions you're going to be showing them. If it's a children's crowd, you have to keep it more simplistic. Bear this in mind. Whether you're planning it backstage or calling it out there, I would honestly say as soon as you become proficient in it, call it out there, or be ready to call it out there, because you may have to change it on the fly. Even if it's a children's crowd, what you're giving them they may have seen already if the other matches aren't taken into consideration, or it just might not be resonating. So have an idea, but also have a plan B in case you need to switch to it. So that's pretty much a basic structure, a beginning, a middle, and an end. We can go into a lot more detail into it, and this just gets you started off thinking about some ideas and thinking a little bit outside the box. Like I say, one takeaway I could give you today: Don't do the expected. Make these things unique to you. Every aspect of you should be unique. That way, you're going to become in demand from everybody will know your style, and that will be unique to you. That will get you recognized, it will get you rebooked, and it will get your name over with promoters. So I hope that helps. Thanks for studying with me today. I've been Philip Bateman, and please don't forget to subscribe for regular content and to continue on the theory of wrestling. I'll see you again. Thank you.